Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and just take a look at these little beauties. These are my custom-made micro quarter-inch bit driver and micro quarter-inch ratchet, both 90-tooth reversible swivel heads. These were Titans, still are I guess, and they started out as a pair of these. I did a video on these three ratchets, Titan ratchets, I'll link it below. But one of the commenters mentioned cutting the handles off and making even smaller, bit driver and ratchet, quarter-inch ratchets. So that's literally what I did. So there were the bigger ones, and I just took these and lopped them off and polished them up. You can see I have a 1-inch Delta belt sander. So I polished them into the rough shape I wanted, and then I put them on a drill, basically like this, onto this little Milwaukee M18 or M12, and used Scotch-Brite. Dog got a hold of it while I was playing around, and just polished them up, and they turned out beautifully. So just look at that finish. Turned out nicely. This one's a hair longer. It's kind of winging it, but still plenty good. In fact, when I hit the Scotch-Brite on the knurling, it kind of gave it that little bit of distressed look. That's important. So anyway, then I tried them out. They are small, but you can really get some leverage. They compare. Here's my smallest snap-on. Here's the snap-on. If I turn that up, you can see that it's actually a hair shorter, maybe. If you look at where that comes out. Yeah, just a hair, but you don't usually grab just the head, although I started wondering, what if you could just get a snap-on head of a ratchet? It's similar in profile. Here's a couple of saber cuts, bit driver and a quarter-inch. I haven't done a review yet on these. I've got to use them more, but basically they're so far kind of nice. This one doesn't hold the bits in as well as it should, but anyway, so as I'm playing around with this thing, it does have great kind of swiveling, and then you can switch to the side on the fly. Nice low profile. When I do the bit driving on this, I'll put a standard bit into it. I can actually, get a screw if I can get it started using just the knurling alone, and then flip it over and grind these in. It's not quite as easily controlled, but certainly works. Kind of a neat design. So, is it worth doing this? These are about 14 to 16 bucks a piece. I did find them on Amazon. I'll put links in. I got these at an auto parts store. But anyway, I thought that this, not only a good project, only took 15-20 minutes to do the whole thing, to lop these off. But I like the small form factor kind of ratchets to play around with them. A lot of stuff, is simple, low torque. Can come in really handy, and it'll be really easy to slide a cheater bar over this, because essentially you've got the strength of the larger ratchet just in a tiny little handle. So all I need is a tiny little pipe to fit over the end of this, and I can get whatever I need out to 10 inches probably without much trouble. So what if I don't have some of these? I thought about others. Here's a little SK. Maybe I should cut that. Nah, USA made. I like it. But Crescent, channel lock. This is a solid ratchet. You could make a nice kind of a mini ratchet here in this profile for a lot less. These are only about 30 bucks. I really like them. I think they're Taiwanese. But you can see I could make a nice little ratchet by cutting it off right here. Compare the Vim here to this little tiny guy. This Vim was really small, super light. But you can see just how short that thing is. Anyway, kind of a neat little project to make some custom Titan mini ratchets. If I went much smaller, I kind of decided to keep this bump in. I looked at the handle and thought about where to cut it. I wanted to keep the knurling because that, if you go any shorter, basically you just have a spinner. Come out to here, if I cut it on the inside, I don't see any benefit not to have just a little bit of that bump right there, which is exactly what I did, simply as both indexing on the finger. You can see it, I guess, right there, indexing the finger, but also it does give you just a little bit of purchase right in that corner for adding just a touch more force without your finger kind of going over the edge. Just seemed like a nice place. That's to my finger. If somebody's got smaller hands, I guess you could make it, you know, whatever the size is, or if you happen to have bigger fingers, you know, maybe you'd make it even just a little larger. But to me, this is just a really cool addition to my tool collection, my EDC world, and I know I'm going to find something where this is just going to be perfect, because I have already. This is like one of my favorite ratchets ever. So we'll see what happens with these. But anyway, thought you might enjoy that. I highly recommend playing around with cutting down your tools. I've done it before in other videos, but there they are. My Titan custom-made micro swivel head low profile 90-tooth reversible ratchet, 1/4 inch ratchet, and 1/4 inch bit driver. And with that, Doc out.